Hello and welcome to my garden tour for mid-September. There are big changes that are going to be happening here on my property, and in this bed, this is what is one of the places where we will have a lot of change. First of all, I took out a lot of the plants that were in here to get that work started. This tree here, this is a pine tree which is very diseased. It has borers, but it also has some sort of pine needle disease, and it's broken up there, and this is going to be taken down, sadly. This shrub here will also be removed. It's pretty invasive type, and I have trouble constantly keeping up with it. So I am taking that out. And back here is where I also had a ton of plants, and I moved them to other garden beds for the most part. Left pretty much the hydrangeas back here. And I will be adding or extending this arborvitae line. These two back here will be removed, and trees will be added over here, 3 of them. And then I'm going to add the hydrangeas over here. So these will move to the back, but I'm not quite sure how we're going to arrange them, but I do have these 2, and over here, these really big ones are also, there's 2 of them in here. So that'll be a big change, and then I will have to figure out, how I design this bed for next year. This area will also get a significant change. One of the things I did was all of the foxgloves I had all along here, I moved them into this corner, and this tree here, this is an ornamental pear, and it's been diseased for years now. So I just want it out. I just don't like dealing with it. It's old, and I just think it needs to go. And then the contractor who's coming here to remove the trees and plant new ones suggested putting some shrubs over here. And so I'll remove this fence and instead have a shrub border. This will be extended a bit. And then this tree down here, this dogwood, which I think hates life down there because it gets sun all day long, and it really could use some afternoon shade. So it will be moved to this bed. I'm not sure if it'll be centered or kind of off. I'm not quite sure exactly where it's going to go. But yeah, this bed definitely will have some changes. Now over here, this is a very open space for us. So, the house is just wide open. This is the side, I guess, of the yard. And so, when I'm gardening, everyone in the world, can see me, passes by. I've gotten a little more used to it, but I would like a little bit of privacy. We are adding an entire line of arborvitaes, green giants, and then some baby blue spruces in front of them. And that should create sort of a living fence here. And eventually I want to add some shrubs to sort of enclose this in this area. I just haven't decided what to do yet. I want some evergreens coming this way, and then probably a shed somewhere in this vicinity. And then there will be some viburnums that get planted around this area here. We haven't discussed exactly where they're going. I wanted at least one here and one on either side of this maple, and they will be the double file viburnums. But the contractor ordered 3, so I have an extra one, and I'm not quite sure if the plan was to put 2 over here because of this wide gap between the 2 trees. But again, this is sort of starting to create that enclosure that I've been wanting for quite some time, and not being so open to the world. And then the last thing, let's see, there will be another tree added here, and it will be a forest pansy redbud. I don't think you can see in my camera, but there are so many dragonflies flying around in the air right now. It's unbelievable. And they're huge. I feel like you can ride them. They're so huge. Wow, it's amazing. I've never seen this many dragonflies out in this area. Wow. In this garden bed, there won't be a whole lot of changes. I've already have a few changes that I made, but the main thing here will be that these 3 shrubs, these are spireas, will be coming out and being removed, so that we shorten this bed. It always felt like, I'll throw up a picture from up above our window. It's when they made this bed, first of all, they should have bermed up the bed, and so it does not look right without being bermed. And then the other one is that it looks off center. So anyway, cutting that corner there will help it a little, I believe, with not feeling so off center. And I did put in some foxgloves, so some of the extra foxgloves I have went in here. And then from over there where I put the foxgloves, there was this shrub, which is the St. John's wort, which I moved over here. And it just wasn't very happy with me moving it. So unfortunately it did. The leaves sort of died at the very bottom, but I think it'll be fine. This is a shrub that I can cut back to the ground, and in the spring it will just put on all new growth. So although it's not happy with me, it will survive. I brought over these rose campion starts, also from that back bed, and I think that's all I moved over here, because I did move the brown-eyed Susan in this corner here. And that was because, as you can see, the deer ate them, and they were just eating them away. So I figured if I put something that generally they have never touched this shrub, that perhaps it'll help. And actually the yarrow was here, which I took all of it out from this corner. That's what actually was there, and here. And I got rid of most of it. I did keep a few clumps, and I put them over here. They weren't doing so well, but now they are doing a little better with all the rain that we've gotten recently. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes over here. Maybe they'll do better in this spot. If not, I plan on moving next year all these Veronicas or getting more, and just sort of putting it at the edge of the bed. So this bed, it has a mishmash of things, from things that I had in the back that I figured I wanted to maybe try and save. One of them is the great blue lobelia, which I think is doing okay over here. And this one here has a bunch of buds. It seems like something could have munched on it. There was a big giant one there, so that got munched on. But yeah, it might start blooming. I kind of see little teeny tiny flowers. So I think this one's getting a little too much sun where it was. And over here, it does get hot afternoon sun, but it just doesn't get enough hours of sun. So the agastache that I moved over here is probably not going to do that well. The zinnia just hasn't flowered since I moved it here, and that's another agastache. But the lobelia, I think might do fine. It's supposed to like more shady, woodland type. The rose campion I moved over here as well. This one is struggling for sure. It's doing a little better, but I might have to just cut it back next spring and it should come back. What else did I move over here? These agastache, these purple ones. So those I really, really liked. And I already had 3 over here. So I moved just all the other ones I had in the back and bunched them up here. And I really like it, like a nice little bush almost of them. Everything got marked up, ready for the planting of all those trees. So big changes on the next video and the next update. And so if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. And I'll see you next time. Bye.